In 2025, I changed the potting mix that I use for starting my seeds indoors. And that was because I did a small test at home trying different potting mixes, the one that I had been using for the last 5 years before that. And I am so glad that I did. The results that I got were shocking because the one that I had been using for many years before that was the weakest of all. But I'm also glad that I did it because it led me to trying new things to get better, stronger seedlings. And this year, now that we are starting a whole new gardening season, I decided to do another one because I don't want to wait another 5 years to try and see what else is out there. So today I am going to show you exactly the results that I got trying 6 different potting mixes, and maybe I am changing the one from 2025. Now, some of you may be wondering, why not trying seed starting mixes? Why not comparing those instead of potting mixes? And the biggest reason for that is that I don't use seed starting mix. I use straight potting mix. I just don't feel that for my circumstances, for the way that I grow my seeds, adding the extra step of using seed starting mix is necessary. So I am going straight into potting mixes, and also I feel like if I was trying my potting mix against seed starting mixes, I will have an advantage over a seed starting mix. Normally or often seed starting mixes don't have any fertilizer, don't have any nutrients. It's just a medium, a fluffy medium to use to get the seeds to germinate. And right after they germinate, you move them up into a potting mix. So I'm just going to go across using potting mixes. And I am also not going to be talking about soil blocks. This test is mainly for me to see how well the potting mix that I use in 2025 compares to other potting mixes, and see if maybe there's a huge difference, or maybe I get the same results, but maybe the other potting mix I can find it a little bit easier and locally. If you watched that video last year where I tried those 4 potting mixes, let me know if it changed your mind. Let me know if you start using a different potting mix, or maybe you did your own test and got different results. Let me know in the comments. The potting mixes that I am going to be using for this test are 6 different kinds. One is the one that I used in 2025, which is 4Bs, Miracle Grow, Pro Mix, Fox Farms, Black Gold, and Spoma. Now, depending where you live, you might be able to find some or most of this locally. You can just take a trip to your store and grab a few bags of this. But some of you may only be able to get this online. Because the time of year when I am doing this test is not the best time for stores in central Indiana to be selling potting mix, I had to order most of this online. The only one that I could find locally was Fox Farms and Miracle Grow. And the only reason why I have Fox Farms available is because I save a bag from my past summer months. I have not tried any of these for growing seeds before, but I have tried Miracle Grow, Pro Mix, and Fox Farms to do outside containers, not for seed starting, not for other type of starting seeds or tubers or any other thing like that, just for containers. Some of the brands that I'm mentioning here today do carry their own type of seed starting mix, and it does make sense because some of them are a little bit chunky. The potting mix that I'm going to be showing you is a little bit chunky for some of these brands, and it's not necessarily the best for starting seeds indoors. But again, for the purpose of this video, we're just going to keep all of them potting mix. So I didn't do anything for the potting mixes. I didn't add, I didn't sift. Everything was straight out of the bag. The only thing that I did for all of them was adding a little bit of water when it was time for me to fill the containers. And I do this normally for everything that I use indoors for starting seeds. I don't like to use dry medium. That's just a personal choice. And I'm also not going to go into detail on what every single potting mix offers, what's different from one to the other. They all make some sort of promise of bigger blooms, bigger plants, stronger seedlings, stronger roots. Some of them have compost or organic matter. I do want to say that Miracle Grow, Pro Mix, Fox Farms, and even Black Gold have a little bit of the same fluffy, finer texture. Perfect for starting seeds. So I didn't have any problems with that or any concerns. The 4Vs, the one that I use, is probably in the middle. It's not chunky, but it's definitely not fluffy. It's not a fine consistency, which I am perfectly okay. My seeds develop and germinate great, so I don't have any problems with that. However, the one that I noticed and that I was a little bit concerned was with espoma. The potting mix is really, really chunky, and I'm going to be showing you here. And the only reason why I'm showing you this a little bit more is so that you understand why it was probably one that did the weakest. I really think that if you want to go with this brand, you probably need to get their seed starting version. And I am sure you're going to have way better results than I did. I wanted to make things super simple for myself. Everything in one place. I didn't color coordinate anything. I went a little bit big. I am using the 3.3-inch containers from Bootstrap. Everything in one tray with a liner. That way watering was super, super easy. Quick pause here because I want to talk about something that I get asked all the time, especially right around this time when people are watching my past videos of seed starting and they ask, where are you getting those colorful trays? Where can I get those? And if you're new into the seed starting game, you're going to find out that Bootstrap Farmer is my favorite type of frame for trays and pots. And the simple reason behind that is because they are heavy duty, strong, buy it once and reuse them year after year containers, and I don't have to worry about them breaking. I don't have to worry about being gentle or not be able to hold their weight. I found them back in 2020, which is when I started my journey into seed starting, and since then I have been a faithful customer of theirs, and they are the ones sponsoring this video. This is my year 7 of starting seeds, and the first containers that I purchased from them when I started are still part of my collection. Same trays, still here. I don't work with many companies for sponsorships, but working with Bootstrap Farmer is so comfortable for me because I trust them. I trust their products. I have been using them since the beginning, and they have been dropped, stuck, left in the sun. I forgot about them an entire winter outside, and they held up. And yes, the colors are also one of my favorite things because it gives me the choice of just, I don't know, getting creative that way, I guess. If you're new to seed starting or you've been on the fence because you're tired of film seed trays, give them a try. Check them out. Go to their website and see what they have to offer. I am sure you're going to find something that you will like. I will link to their website on the video's description, and just so you know, the stuff that you see here from them, I have been using for years, not just for this video. Back to the test. I fill 3 containers of each potting mix because I will be trying 3 different types of seeds: noodle beans, sunflowers, and zinnias. I use 3 seeds per each container. So every container got three zinnias, 3 sunflowers, 3 noodle beans. I wanted to keep that the same just to see what kind of germination I got from each type of potting mix. I did not provide a dome, but I kept the trays right under the LED lights right away because I didn't want to miss germination from one or the other. And I wanted to have the lights there available so they didn't get leggy. And with all of that, here are the results. It has been 4 days since I placed the seeds in all of these containers. I am going to show you what container is which. Now 4 days is still pretty early for a lot of these seeds that I have here. I do have, let me see my notes. I do have zinnias in the front. I have sunflowers here in the middle. And then I have the noodle beans right over here on the back. Now, the reason why I want to show you this at 4 days is because some of these are already germinating. Some of the others still nothing to show. Now, some of these could be because maybe the seeds that are already germinating are doing or are seeds that are better as far as quality of that batch. All the seeds came from the same package. None of these were in different little packages. So So I just want to show you. So these containers right here, these guys are black gold, and this right here is 4V. So black gold and 4Bs, I have signs of germinations at 4 days. Let me show you black gold. Can you see that tiny, tiny little green leaves popping there? And those are zinnias. 4Bs. I have a couple of the seeds coming through there. Very, very nice. And one over here that I'm just realizing now is the Pro Mix. And actually for these guys, I have the beans back here. These are the first ones showing signs. Hopefully you can catch that on the video. So still super early. I have been giving these guys water on the top. On the top, I will say 1/2 inch of the soil here. As you can tell, this right here, this is espoma, the espoma mix. This is super dry. And these are the ones that I have been having to spray a couple of times a day. The rest just once a day have been fine. Here are all of the seedlings exactly at 2 weeks old. 14 days they had been in these containers, and you can obviously see what a difference 2 weeks makes. These are looking amazing. Some of them had a hard time germinating. Some of them are definitely being pushed. What I'm going to do after today is that I am going to remove the Chinese noodle beans from the test, only because they're getting really tall. I'm going to show you all of them here in a minute. They're getting really tall and they're taking extra space in my shelving unit. So I am just going to show you how they're looking at 2 weeks with the different potting mixes that I use. And then after that, I'm just going to remove them so that the sunflowers and the zinnias can continue growing nicely under the grow lights. But let me show you. I am going to add all of the potting mixes that I use. I have Fox Farm, Miracle Grow, 4Bs, Black Gold, Espoma, and Pro Mix. And again, these are all potting mixes. I know that some of these brands do have their own seed starting mix, but for the purpose of keeping everything the same, I'm using potting mixes all across. Some of them, as far as the textures, do have like really, really chunky textures. And this is probably why this espoma one didn't really give me anything for the zinnias. No germination. This is like super chunky, super chunky. And as I mentioned, I had to give espoma spray twice a day, while the others just got 1 spray a day while the seeds were germinating. And still, I'll show you all the results here in a minute. But let me start with the noodle beans that I have right here on the back. These are the ones that are just taking off. These are the ones from 4Bs, and the only reason why I am showing you these guys, let me go back a little bit. The only reason why I'm showing you 4Bs here compared to the others is because these are the ones that this is the potting mix that I'm using for my own seedlings. So I am doing this test to show you the results, but I'm mainly doing this test for myself because I want to see what kind of seedlings I will get versus the other brands. This is the potting mix that I use exclusively in 2025 after doing my own test last year. And I want to see how it compares to everything else. So I have 4Bs right here, and this is Pro Mix. I got this at Walmart. I couldn't find it locally, but I ordered it from Walmart online. So not bad. I mean, compared to the size, the Pro Mix is definitely a little bit shorter. But if I show you the leaves look very similar. I couldn't tell you which one was better as far as the size of the leaves. But as far as the size of the stems and everything else, Definitely Forbes has a little bit more, more gain on it. Definitely a little bit better. And we're going to go with Espoma. I only got 1 out of the 3 seeds from Espoma to germinate, but again, I think that it's just so chunky. Espoma is just a little bit too chunky for me. So here it is, side by side. And here's the leaves. I'm putting the leaves right next to each other so that you can see the size of the leaves. Then we have black gold. Definitely almost twice as big. Forbes definitely almost twice as big. And look at the size there of the leaves. Look at that. I mean, you would think that I started these guys like, I don't know, a week earlier or something. They were started at the same time. The seeds came from the same package. And this guy is Miracle Grow. Come on, there we go. These are the leaves. They are very similar. I mean, the leaves look a little bit healthier. I'm not really sure if this was a problem with them just touching the lights and being smooshed by the other plants, but not bad. I mean, Miracle Grow is definitely giving me some really good results. And the last one, this is Fox Farms. Look at that. Not bad either. They're looking really, really good. Look at the size of the leaves and the size of the plants. So there you have it. These are the results for the beans, the noodle beans. I am actually going to remove this so that I can show you the other results better, but I'm not going to mix them. So here are the results so far for the sunflowers here on the back and the zinnias here in the middle. As I am looking at 2 weeks, this is Forbes and this is black gold. This is Forbes, sunflowers at 2 weeks, and this is black gold. Same seeds, same amount of water, same location as far as lighting goes. Look at that. 2 weeks. Make sure I don't mix them. This is Espoma. I'm really like laughing at myself because look at the results. I mean, if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I started my seeds at the same time, but compared to yours, like what are you doing extra? Are you fertilizing? How many hours of LED lights are you giving them? You will think that I'm doing something different. And you can see the results here. You can see the results of just having a different type of potting mix. And this is Pro Mix, Forbes and Pro Mix, side by side. Look at that. Hopefully you can see the difference on the videos. I'm trying just to show you, that way you can make your own judgment. This is Miracle Grow, this is Forbes, and this is Miracle Grow. Here they are side by side. Miracle Grow a little bit taller, but the stem on Forbes, not sure if I can show you, are a little bit thicker. But the leaves, I mean, the size of the leaves are pretty comparable, very similar. Okay, this is Miracle Grow, and this is Fox Farms. Amazing, just amazing. Forbes and Fox Farms. Okay, and really quick, I'm going to show you the zinnias now. These are the 4 V's, 2 weeks of growth. And we're going to start with Pro Mix. Look at that. I got 100% germination on both. And this is at 14 days of growth. Same light, same amount of water, same everything else other than obviously the medium. This is Spoma. It dried really quickly for me and no germination there. This right here is Black Gold. 4 B's and Black Gold. I had 1 seed out of the 3 germinate and it's struggling there. It's definitely pushing it. This right here is Miracle Grow, Zinnia's Miracle Grow, 2 weeks, not bad. They're a little bit smaller as far as the size, but not bad at all. This right here is Fox Farms. Two weeks. Nothing different other than using a different potting mix. 4 B's and Fox Farms. Fox Farms, that's right. So we are going to continue. I am going to continue giving these guys water. I am going to continue watering the Spoma one, even though we're at 2 weeks. Maybe they'll still germinate, who knows. But everything else here, I'm just going to bottom water just because look at the seeds. They're already going through the bottom of that container, of all containers really. So I am just going to continue giving these guys some watering from the bottom, and hopefully on the next update you can see a huge difference. And today is day 23 and these guys are ready. Also, fungus gnats. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know which is the one or which ones are the ones that are producing all of those nasty things. But I'm not happy that they're here. So I'm going to have to add some sticky traps just to tackle those. Let me show you the results. So here we are, 23 days later. I'm going to add the name of all the potting mixes here that I have so you can make your own decisions. Let's start again with the one that I am using. This is 4 B's. These are the sunflowers. 23 days. Look at that. Look at that. 23 days after I started the seeds. So I'm going to compare those with Pro Mix. So we have 4 B's. We have Pro Mix. Here are the size of the plants. Same conditions. Okay, now we're gonna go with Spoma. I have been bottom watering. Here is Black Gold. Okay. Here is Miracle Grow. And here's Fox Farms. Fox Farms, I only have 2 plants there. So we're gonna switch to zinnias. All right, so we're gonna go with zinnias. This is 4 B's. These guys are Pro Mix. Hopefully you can tell the difference. Same amount of water, same hours of light. Okay. Gonna go with the spoma. I didn't get any germination, guys, from this. Gonna go black gold. We're gonna go Miracle Grow. All right. Miracle Grow gave me 100% germination, but one of them is struggling here. I think it's because it's just didn't get that much light with everything else growing around it. I think it's just a matter of light touching it. So yeah, 4Bs and Miracle Grow and Fox Farms. So there you have it. The results, I think, speak for themselves. I want to mention a couple of things. One, the main reason why I'm doing this test is for myself. I wanted to compare the soil, the potting mix that I used in 2025, and I wanted to see what else was out there, like I said. But also, I wanted to maybe not make you, but inspire you to do your own test at home. Maybe the seedlings that you are getting at the end of the season are not the best, the strongest, the healthiest looking ones. Maybe you can change something. Maybe you can upgrade something. And right now, before you start buying all your supplies, before you start buying all of the things that you need, maybe right now is the best time for you to do some tests. Maybe it doesn't have to be comparing 6 types of potting mix. Maybe you are able to get a couple brands that you want to try and try some seeds that are going to be germinating quickly and they're going to be growing quickly. Sunflowers, cucumbers, squash, zinnias, beans, those things will get you results really, really quickly. And I think that you will be surprised how by just changing the soil that you use, even if it's just seed starting mix, you can get better results. I am so glad that I did this because it tells me that the potting mix that I have been using, that I used last year, is still amazing. But also, it lets me know that if I need to grab 1-2 bags at the last minute, if I can find a couple of this, like Pro Mix isn't that bad. I'm not saying that these seedlings are bad. My intent with this video is not to shame any companies, not to say one company is less than other. It's just to show you that in my conditions, if I try different things, I am going to get different results. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got something from it. Do your own tests, try your own things. I wish you the best in the 2026 gardening season. And if you enjoyed this video, hopefully you can share it with a friend who's just starting to get into seed starting. I will see you on the next time.